Thank you. There you are. Green Neighbors DC Climate Steps. I tell you, it has been, like I said, a calamity of crazy things happening in this office, this show, but I'm glad that you're of your patience. We want you to unmute yourself. There you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to WIN TV.
Thanks. It's nice to be invited to speak. Thank you.
Wonderful. So tell us about Green Neighbors DC and what climate steps, both of those. What are you all doing?
Yeah, so Green Neighbors DC was formed about 2013 by neighbors in the Petworth, Brookland area who just wanted to, they were green and they wanted to share their experiences and help other neighbors go green, help have speakers. So for many years before COVID, we had speaker events like lead in water, and we had the Department of the Environment come out and speak about how to improve the energy efficiencies of homes, etc. We've also done cleanups. We often do the polar bear plunge in January, which is quite the experience if you haven't done it. It's down by National Harbor. You go and jump in the Potomac River to raise money to fight climate change. All sorts of fun stuff like that.
Wow.
We've testified in front of the city council. COVID, it's a little more difficult to do some of those activities. So we've been concentrating on building our website to be a source of information for DC residents about green activities. And we've also been helping the Department of Parks and Recreation do an inventory of their tool share library, which many people don't know about. I didn't know about it before we started looking into tool libraries. And it's only 4 blocks from my house.
And so this means you can go and borrow tools for
Yes.
your gardening or whatever you're trying to do around your community.
It's been operated for years by Department of Parks and Recreation, and they really want to kind of take it to the next level and let people know more about it. But it's gardening tools, it's paper shredders, it's wood chippers, even some solar ovens. There are miter saws. It's beyond garden tools. There are a lot of tools you can check out. It's been closed for COVID, but we're hoping to open it again May 1st. And so we're helping inventory all the tools. We've done that. And now we're investigating software programs to allow people to see what's available through the system. So yeah, and we're hoping to have an open house later, use some of those solar ovens and have a barbecue once everybody's vaccinated for COVID.
Wonderful.
And yeah.
So, one of the things when you talk about discovering, this tool library, the city has initiated a lot of efforts. I mean, some have been voluntary. Of course, we all have our recycling cans, most of us, I should say. And now there are questions about, always consistent questions about what should go in and what shouldn't, what's recyclable and what's not. And then, of course, there's some things that are being mandated, like laws that are prohibiting styrofoam containers of that sort. And so if you were to grade the District of Columbia as a resident, but one who's involved in green issues or climate issues, where do you think we are?
I think we're pretty high up there. We definitely have some issues that DC has plans. It has the Sustainable DC Plan 2.0. It has Resilience Plan, but we need to see them more in action, especially with developers, doing apartment complexes and stuff. And we need to, because of climate change, which is my other alter ego, not alter ego, it's, shared, put solar panels, even if it's leasing your roof to solar panels, which is very, very convenient. We need to do green roofs. We need to have more trees planted because this city is going to get very hot. And so we need to prepare DC for future climate change. And so I think we've been getting there. We've testified on the Clean Energy Act, and we just testified on a bill about street lighting, which actually impacts people and animals a lot. And but there's more that can be done. But DC's done well. We alternate with Chicago in leading the nation in building green roofs, for instance.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good news. And do you feel, I know that you're in the Petworth area. I'm wondering how widespread do you see, or how diverse do you see the residents of the District of Columbia engaged in this movement? Do you see a representation from all 8 wards? Would you like to see something different, something better? What do you think needs to happen?
Yeah.
Or is happening?
Yeah, Green DC's itself is very small. We've been very diverse, but at the moment, we need more diversity. We're very hyper local for Northern DC, but we have an intern who just created 2 fact sheets, which I'll be putting on today, that are outline the environmental justice organizations within DC, and outline the youth organizations within DC that people could get involved in. Of course, I want to put a plug in and say, hey, we also need help. But yeah, so, but yeah, we want to see chapters within each ward that focus on, local action. One thing that we'd like to do in the future, say, for instance, is put energy efficiency kits together for the elderly. And work with the churches and the local action committees to really bring in, to really focus on like what's happening within this block. Can we help people put in rain barrels? Can we help people, etc.? But we're very small, so right now we're focused on the tool share library. So,
wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll probably reach out to get more information that we can share with our viewers about the tool share library. That would be great. And when you put those documents together, feel free to share them with us so that we can help to share them with our viewers and our readers. Because we can replicate what you all are doing in other wards across the city. And if there are others who are out there doing some things, we certainly do want to hear from you. But I appreciate you being with us and to talk about, the ongoing work that we're doing to restore the earth. Yeah.
So if I can just put in a little statement about climate change and how its impact is going to affect DC. We do need to all pull together for it. Right now, when I moved to DC almost 30 years ago, there were only 10 95 plus degree days a year on average. By 2050, there will be 45 days of 95 plus degrees on average. By 2100, there will be, I wrote this down, there will be 82 days per year of 95 plus degree weather. And so if you think about environmental justice, especially, and you think about, I think of all the elderly women in my neighborhood, the widows who live in houses without even AC units.
Right.
And you've got the construction workers who will be suffering in this heat. So it's it'll be very tied to the health of people within DC. There'll also be increased flooding. The precipitation won't change that much, but we'll have much more severe storms. We'll have more infectious diseases and invasive species affecting our food supply.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So
so it means that we all need to sort of get on board and try to help to change this because this is what we have to look for. I already predict we're going to have a pretty hot summer this summer, but it's going to lead to more hot summer and more hot days. So I appreciate you sharing that with us and just letting us know how serious this is, particularly especially for us in the nation's capital. So
Yes.
Annette,
Yeah.
thank you so very much for being with us
You're
today.
welcome.
We've run out of time, but I appreciate all that you've shared.
Well, thank you.
All righty. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.